Bitcoin market values have remained stable between $54,000 and $57,000 throughout the second week of October. Meanwhile, a slew of other crypto assets has yet to match the gains made by the leading crypto asset during the last 2 weeks. Cardano, for example, used to be the third largest crypto market in terms of valuation, but after dropping 4.8% this week, it has fallen to 5th place. So, will this dip hinder ADA from becoming the best investment? Will it hit $50? Well, let's find out. Welcome to the Future of Money. This is the best spot for all cryptocurrency junkies to get tracked. Simply click the subscribe button and switch on the alerts to be notified whenever we post new content. Cardano ADA has enjoyed significant gains over the last 12 months, with a year-to-date advance of 1,840.5%. Cardano's market cap was around $68.1 billion on October 13, which is almost behind the whole valuation of the stablecoin Tether, USDT. ADA markets saw about $1.9 billion in global trade volume, with the crypto exchange Binance holding the top position in Cardano trade volume. So, will Cardano outperform Ethereum? How does it threaten ETH? It is highly absurd for us to sit here and claim that Cardano will never transcend Ethereum. Between its introduction in 2013 and now, Ethereum has proliferated, but it still has one major flaw. It is based on the proof-of-work mechanism. Crypto transactions, you see, are verified by computers owned by large companies known as miners. These miners can only offer the processing power needed to authenticate transactions, and they have no capability of altering the blockchain or the transactions that take place on it. And the site rewards them with additional cryptocurrencies in exchange for their work. In essence, the platform is a bank, the miners are Visa and MasterCard, and the bank pays Visa and MasterCard to authenticate their clients' transactions worldwide. The problem is that both Ethereum and Bitcoin reward every miner who participates in a transaction, which means that each transaction consumes an enormous amount of computational power. Instead, Cardano uses a mechanism known as proof of stake, which is more efficient. To be eligible for rewards in this system, miners must first stake their cryptocurrency. The software then selects a few of the best miners, a predetermined number, to authenticate transactions. As a result, the total amount of processing power required is significantly decreased, as is the quantity of electricity necessary to power the computers. As a result, Cardano is currently far more ecologically friendly than Bitcoin or Ethereum. The Ethereum platform's main issue right now is scalability. A transaction fee, sometimes known as a gas fee, is required for every Ethereum transaction regardless of the type of transaction. These gas fees can range from $50 to $150 or more, and they are quite variable due to the high amount of transactions taking place on the network every second. Consider developing a chat platform in which each new communication is treated as a transaction. Is it possible for a firm to pay $150 for each message we, the users, send? Would the users be willing to contribute a portion of the cost? Transaction costs on the Cardano platforms, on the other hand, are as low as $1. The issue with Cardano, according to the Motley Fool, is adoption. The currencies have market capitalizations less than half of Ethereum's, indicating that it is currently speculative. Whether you buy ADA tokens or create an app with it, you'll be betting on a platform that only works in theory for now. Cardano will overtake Ethereum as the second largest ecosystem in 3 months, predicts experts. It will begin to catch up to it pretty fast. Until each 2.0 comes out, Cardano, Solana, Tezos, and all of those platforms have to swoop on Ethereum and start making serious headway against it while it's having these issues, because if ETH 2.0 comes out, since it's smooth and sleek and solves all of the significant problems, nothing will ever catch it. However, if 2.0 is released and there are still some bottleneck and scalability issues, Cardano, Solana, or any other projects must position themselves to be ready to strike. What does Charles Hoskinson have to say about Cardano hitting number 1? The company Dish proposed a discussion about how do we use the techniques and concepts like DIDs and microtransactions and having a wallet right on the cell phone? How do we pull these pieces together? They eventually reached an agreement with Boost Mobile to install DIDs, or decentralized identifiers, on every single phone, which amounted to 8 million. There's so much to build on top of that, he continues. One can build wallet infrastructure, they can build a D-app store, and they can do all kinds of things and bring this to the consumer's phone just like that. So why ADA? Because there's a peer review system in place, there's high assurance software, and there's a great community to boot. So how do you go about creating a network like that? You construct it uniquely. You construct it with new technology, new standards, and maybe a little bit of blockchain thrown in for good measure. Why don't they be the first ISP to find it out? That's the beauty and magic of the technology they're developing. It's made to last, and it's made to change things. Individuals' lives, 250 businesses' lives, and the lives of the government themselves. It necessitates a great deal of effort. It takes a great deal of bravery. It necessitates numerous distinct innovations, developments, and obstacles. However, Cardano never deterred by this because they were born with tenacity, initially, as an industry that was constantly derided. Second, as an ecosystem that never seems to receive a fair deal in the media or adequate consideration. And third, as individuals. They're not going anywhere. Cardano isn't going anywhere. Voltaire and Baccio are only at the start of a new age, the Cardano 2025 period. Let's have a look at the concerns. Quantum computers are likely to appear in the next 10 to 20 years. We will most likely design new ways of voting and governing in the next 10 to 20 years as a result of this movement. We must deal with sensitive issues such as secrecy and privacy. When it comes to privacy, how much should you have? What situations allow items to be de-anonymized? These are extremely tough topics to answer because there are individual and societal rights at stake. Over the next 10 to 20 years, we will witness an unholy alliance between governments and corporations to create surveillance capitalism. You can see it every day with Facebook and Google and social credit in China and other places where people are working together indirectly or directly to ensure that you do not have to own your data. You don't have control over how others perceive you, the information about you. There will be a pushback, and the pendulum will swing back in the opposite direction. Self-sovereign identity refers to the idea of you owning yourself, your data, and your identity. There are no guidelines for any of these activities. In this regard, we are pioneers. It's an entirely different global society. Why? Because what happens in Ethiopia has an impact on Wyoming. What happens in Wyoming matters in Chile, and it matters in Japan. This is the first time humanity has ever lived in this manner. We've never had such a global commons before. We've always been so localized. This is Hoskinson's interpretation of Cardano hitting number 1. Cardano is the future innovative contract platform. What are your thoughts? Do let us know in the comments, and remember that the video is solely for entertainment purposes, and we do not recommend or force you to invest in it. Do your research or seek help from experts. That's it for today. Thank you.